Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here with another Washington football team weekly stream, and I got my guys Corey from On the Warpath and Juan from Juan Gotti Talking Sports. Appreciate both of them coming on. We're going to be previewing the Eagles game this week. We're also going to be doing some quarterback talk, some of the talk about the biggest holes on this team. So a lot today, and if we have time, we'll do our usual NFL picks at the end of the stream. So how are you guys doing?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you for having me on as always. Been a little bit under the weather, but I did feel, somewhat better to come on today. So I appreciate you for having me on as always, man. I'm excited to chop up about this team, even though they've been bad per usual, but we're used to this, right? So
Mhm.
I appreciate you for having me on.
Yeah, same thing, Pedro. Appreciate you having me on, talking about our favorite pain in the neck and our yeah, I mean, my goodness. Like I told you before, it's been what 3 weeks, and it seems like it's been like 6 months, a
Yeah.
full season over the last 3 months. But appreciate be on happy to be on here with you and Juan again.
Yeah, and make sure you guys go ahead and check out their channels. Both of the links are at the top of the description, so make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. They drop great content. A lot. They both do streams. Game streams. So make sure you guys check both of those guys out, and then also both of them post weekly content as well. So we're gonna basically do a little bit of a shorter preview the Eagles game, talk about our playoff chances. They are very slim, but if we win tomorrow, we actually don't have that low of a chance as some people might think. And then also we'll do a little bit of a quarterback talk. We're going to do a lot of that in the offseason, so I'll try to keep it short. And then we'll talk about some of the biggest holes in free agency, stuff like that, or biggest holes on this team heading into the offseason. And we'll do our NFL picks at the end of the stream. What's up, Brian? What's up, James? What's up, Darius? What's up, Duck? Appreciate all you guys for coming through. So real quick, just some like quick news. I think Tress Way and Antonio Gibson and Eric Flowers, all those guys are out for this game. All of those are big, big blows. I think Tress Way honestly might be the biggest blow, depending on how good our punter situation is. Because like Gibson has been, I don't know if it's injury or if it's just him in general. He hasn't been like that great the last few weeks. Hasn't been that efficient. So obviously, not having him is a loss. But I'm excited to see what Jarrett Patterson can do. I think Jonathan Williams also going to get a lot of carries. So I'm excited to see what those guys can do. And then Eric Flowers is definitely a loss because he's been arguably our best lineman. Him and Leno have been really good this year. So we'll see. Sadiq is okay. Like he's a good depth guy. Don't necessarily want him starting all the time, but every once in a while, it's okay for Eric Flowers to go in there, or not Eric Flowers, Sadiq Charles to go in there and start. And then we released Antonio Gandy Golden, and it's funny, like seeing on social media, people like, man, why did we release Antonio Gandy Golden? Like acting like he wasn't on the practice squad the whole year, acting like he didn't get cut when we made our original 53-man roster. He did not make the team. So very likely that he's going to be back on the practice squad. And some people are even saying, man, Ron Rivera is such a clown. He didn't he gave up on Kelvin Harmon. Kelvin Harmon was going to be a star. Well, then if you're going to say that, you might as well call every single coach in the NFL a clown, because Kelvin Harmon isn't even on a practice squad anymore. It's unfortunate what happened with him. The ACL injury, I think, really, really screwed him, because I think he would have had a big opportunity for us last year. But yeah, I mean, AGG, another, receiver that we drafted that, just hasn't worked out. We'll see what he does. Maybe we bring him back on the practice squad, but at this point, like, there's no future with him here. At the best, you can hope for him to, make the practice or make the roster as like a sixth or seventh receiver next year. Any thoughts on anything I just said? Juan, you can start, and then Corey.
Yeah. So again, cutting AGG, not a surprise. I mean, he was a big disappointment. He's actually my most popular video on my channel. When I really thought about him being, I really thought that he was going to be, some kind of star for us eventually. I thought he was going to morph into that number 2 option. But again, he never did. Again, he struggled learning the game from a pro standpoint, and he was always hurt too. You know what I'm saying? So it's no surprise. It's obviously unfortunate. And then as far as Eric Flowers and Antonio Gibson and Tressway, AG8, I think I'm the only one that yes, Antonio Gibson isn't having the season that he had last year, but I think he's still having a pretty good season, especially dealing with the injury after injury, whether it's the shin, ankle, toe, now hip. It doesn't matter what it is. He's still having a pretty good season. Again, obviously it's not what we thought he was going to have coming off of that season that he had last year, but it's been pretty good. Tressway, obviously we know is a huge blow. Tressway is one of the best punters in the game. And as far as Eric Flowers, yeah, that's a huge blow too. Because again, when Sadiq Charles had to go in there versus Philly the first time, it wasn't a pretty sight. Him or Keith Ishmael, I mean, that pocket was just collapsing on Gary Gilbert every single play. So that's not good at all. But as far as Antonio Gandy Golden, not a surprise. So that's all I really got to say on that.
And no, I was muted for a second, but I think just to kind of echo what both of y'all said, like Antonio Gandy Golden, I mean, we wanted a lot out of him because we saw his film when he was out there at Liberty, but he never could get it going. He couldn't reach the fit. I mean, you think about what was it last year during the offseason, he was the one that had COVID, so that kind of kicked back his development, and then he had the hamstring injury in Cleveland, kicked back his development again. I think he had some issues through the offseason this year too, that's kind of derailed his development. And then it's at what point do you say, we need to move on from this guy? And I mean, I think they did it, but and then you kind of look at it hindsight wise, Cam Sims can't get on the field, even though he's shown when he's there, he can make things happen. So it's like what we've been waiting on Curtis Samuel and wasting roster spot with him. You couldn't get AGG going. I know there's two different types of wide receivers, but I mean, is what it is. Maybe they saw something. Is it up to his position coaches? I don't know, but it's unfortunate that you waste a draft pick, a fourth round draft pick on that guy, and those are really the building blocks of your teams 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I agree. So let me read some comments real quick. Darius says, do you think we'll win or lose? I think we'll get into that a little bit later. I think we have a good shot against the Giants, whether it's Mike Glennon or it's Jake Fromm. I mean, their situation, their roster overall is worse than ours, and they've got pretty much just as bad, of an injury situation as us. So I think we'll be able to win that game. I was like, going into the week, I was feeling like actually okay about this Eagles game, but now this other virus news, I don't know. We're gonna get into our predictions a little bit later. And yeah, I mean, we'll talk about. We can get into this now. So, Corey, do you have like the playoff? What we need to do to get in the playoffs. Corey's gonna pull that up, but basically, if we win out, we beat the Eagles and we beat the Giants, which beating the Giants, I think we should be able to do even with these injuries. I think we should be able to beat the Giants. Eagles is where it gets tough, but if we sweep them, I know for sure we need the Eagles because they're already going to lose to us if we sweep, and then they're going to have to also lose to the Cowboys if we want to do that. But I know there's some other scenarios out there. So Corey, you want to go ahead and read those?
So I got one option here. And all of these begin with us winning out. San Francisco has to lose out. I don't know who they play. They host Houston, then they play the Rams. So the Rams could be fighting for a number 1 seed next week. We don't know. So that can be Ed, don't say that. Minnesota has to lose a game. They're without, shot dodging Kirk. So he'll probably be out for 2 weeks. So that going to Green Bay, that could be a W right there for you. They just have to lose a game. New Orleans has to lose a game, but they're starting to end book. So, yeah. And then Atlanta has to lose a game. They play Buffalo this week, and I think, they host Buffalo this week. So that's their first option. Next option is Washington wins out. Philadelphia loses against Dallas next week. Minnesota loses exactly one game. New Orleans loses a game. Atlanta loses a game. Option 3, Washington wins out. Philly loses in week 18. Minnesota loses a game. And Atlanta loses in week 17. So all you got to do, you still, and these aren't hard scenarios.
Yeah,
It's wild.
You basically it's gonna be tough, but if they beat the Eagles, I think I think they're gonna beat the Giants as well, and I think they have a decent shot to make the playoffs because the Cowboys 100% certain will be playing on that last game. They're gonna be playing as hard as they can because they need this year. There's only one. I mean, there's always only one number one seed, but like there's only one team with a first round bye. So they're competing with the Packers. So it's going to come down to the wire. I think the Packers are going to get this win this week, but the Cowboys have that tiebreaker with the Packers. So it's going to come down to the finish line. So I don't think they're going to let up on the Eagles. And, they should be able to beat the Eagles if they do actually go at full strength and try, which, I mean, that would be the logical thing to do. And then the Vikings, you said they need to lose one.
They got to lose at least one. The Vikings
And
got to lose
I
one.
mean, they're going to lose. I would bet a lot of money that they're going to lose this week or tomorrow against the Packers Sunday night with their backup quarterback. I mean, it's not even Kellerman. I forgot who it is, Sean something or something like that. So that's already one pretty much out of the way. And appreciate Ed coming in. Let's see. Yeah, I think we have like a 6-7% chance, but I that's what like it says on a lot of these like stat sites. But I think it's a little higher than that. But it all starts with winning this week. So you have to get the win. If you don't, obviously you're eliminated. There's zero chance. So yeah, let's get a little bit into the preview this week. Talk about our chances. So injury updates. William Jackson out. Montez Sweat. Tragic stuff there with his brother getting killed. Prayers out to him and his family. Don't know if he's gonna play. Obviously would respect him if he doesn't play. If he does play, at the end of the day, that's his decision. So we don't know if he's going to play. And even if he does play, we don't know how it's going to be. And then William Jackson, he's out. And then obviously Antonio Gibson, Tress Way, and Eric Flowers are out. What's up, Loser the Redskins fan? He says, is Curtis Samuel playing tomorrow? He is questionable, I think, right? He's questionable? Yeah, he's questionable. Yeah. Mr. Sidefield, Curtis Samuel, stationary bike, Curtis Samuel. Like what I've said the last few weeks, and I think me and Juan originally were kind of like, let's shut down Curtis Samuel. This was like maybe 5-6 weeks ago, before right after I think the Broncos lost. That's when we said that. And then we're winning, and it'll be better. We were thinking like it would be better if he's back, but now at least what I'm saying, I don't want him back unless he's 100%, because the last few weeks before he re-aggravated and had that hamstring injury, we were not seeing 100% Curtis Samuel because they were playing him barely any snaps. And I want to see when I see Curtis Samuel out there, I want to see him at full strength and see what he can do with this offense. I mean, we saw a little bit in week 4, I believe, against the Falcons. He only played 20 snaps, but he actually was pretty good in those snaps. I think he had four catches, and all those were first downs. So I don't want to see Curtis Samuel back until he's 100%. And if he's out there, I want him to be playing basically all the snaps he would normally play if he's healthy. Let's see. Ed Oliver says 28 game-winning drives and 23 fourth-quarter comebacks for Derek Carr Warpath. Hey, I am with Ed. I'm not a huge Derek Carr fan, but I think he's the most realistic option that we can get as a veteran quarterback. So I would be in on trading for Derek Carr. Depends on what you're giving up. I'm not giving up 2 first-round picks for Derek Carr, but I'll give up a first and like a third, a first and Deron Payne, something like that. Maybe I'll give up for Derek Carr. And obviously it would be dependent on him, getting an extension done here. But I mean, he's like kind of on par with Kirk, maybe even a little bit worse. But Kirk, obviously, we all know, not good in prime time, not good in clutch moments. When you need him there, he's not there. Case in point to tomorrow. Obviously, a lot of players are out, but he's out tomorrow. And, Derek Carr's the opposite. He rises to the occasion. He's super clutch. So we'll get into this a little bit later, but I am actually somewhat of a fan of Derek Carr, and I would not mind him coming to DC because Deshaun Watson, it was always a long shot, but he's out the window. He doesn't want to come here, and, I guess whatever. He doesn't want to come here. A lot of people don't want to come here, but if he really, really wants to get out of Houston that bad, I don't know why he wouldn't waive his no trade clause here. I think there was a report earlier in the season that he would waive his no trade clause to go to Carolina, which does not make sense to me. But yeah, Derek Carr, in my opinion, is probably the most realistic veteran guy we can go after. And if that doesn't work, then you're looking at a rookie. So we'll get into that later. But any keys to victory you guys have? Maybe give like one or two for this game, for the Eagles game.
For me personally, I don't have any keys to victory anymore. Just win the game. Like literally, just win the game, man. Like it's no point in continuing to say keys to victories because it's like they never do what we're saying they should do to win this game. Case in point, Sky Turner. Why the hell is Terry McLaurin not being targeted 50 million times? Like I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm a Sky Turner guy, and I know these are supposed to be keys to victories, and I don't mean to make it just about Sky Turner, but I'm a Sky Turner guy. But like your tweet said, man, if Ron Rivera, which he's not going to do because he's too loyal, but if Ron Rivera says, man, I had enough of Sky Turner, I agree because I'm starting to really see what the problem with Sky Turner is. He it's not that he lacks creativity. It's just like his brain just doesn't work. Like it just doesn't work, man. Again, his situational play calling is it's probably amongst the worst in the league. But again, my keys to victory, I guess, since I have to get one, we got to dominate in the trenches, man. Last time we played the Eagles, they literally killed us up front. Their offensive line literally dominated us. They were able to run the ball with, all game long. It literally didn't matter. Whether it was Jalen Hurts with his legs, whether it was Jordan Howard, who was really killing us the most, not even Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott. These guys have running backs for days, man. And they're obviously the reason why they're one of the top, if not the top running team in the NFL right now. So I think that's probably my only key that I have. Again, I don't have many keys anymore at this point. Just win the game.
Yeah, one thing, Corey, right before you go, I haven't been a huge. Originally, I was a Scott Turner defender, but the last few weeks, it's like I am not really liking what I'm seeing. And one of the main things is like I want Terry to get the ball more. But something I realized last week, because like me included, a lot of people were saying like, oh, you need to get Terry more touches. Why not give him some touches in the screen? Give him some screen passes. But then I was like, man, who do we have at quarterback? Because, like, if you have to think, Heineke against the Cowboys, we've tried like 2 or 3 screens. 2 of them were picks because Heineke he's short, and that's unfortunate. Not really his fault, and some of that was his fault. Probably shouldn't have thrown it, but still, like, and not even Heineke. Like, we're just not a good our linemen. Our receivers, we just can't execute screens well. Like, even if it's drawn up perfectly by Scott Turner, at the end of the day, it just does. Someone misses a block or something, and it doesn't work. Like, even when you watch back the film, like, it's drawn up well. It'll either be a bad pass, inaccurate, or the blockers won't do their job. And it's just like that would be an easy way to get your best player, the best player on offense, the ball. But it's like, maybe they can try, but it's just hard with Heineke at quarterback. His height limits, their ability to do screens. One other thing, I see Fly Eagles flying here. I think he said Washington sucks. And hey, we haven't been good lately, but you look at the Eagles, they're kind of like Washington of last year, but playing like even worse teams. Who did they beat? They beat the Jets with I don't even know if it was Zach Wilson playing. They beat Garrett Gilbert, Jake Fromm, Daniel Jones, Mike Glennon. You look at the list, all of the teams they play are just backups, third string quarterbacks. So, Eagles, they might make the playoffs, but I wouldn't be too happy about the way they're playing. The only thing though is that's different is that last year we only had one first round pick. This year the Eagles got 3. So them making the playoffs really doesn't matter for their draft pick because they got 2 others, which is smart by their GM. And Jalen Hurts is earning himself another year, and yeah, they've got some great draft capital. So you're not gonna talk too much trash, but we'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, it's running the ball and to the target point that people have been making about Terry. Terry's in the top 15 in targets this year. I get it; they've kind of scaled off, but our defense is getting hip to what Scott's doing, and that kind of goes into that innovation part, right? You got to do more to put the ball in his hands, and also his catch rate on the targets is among the worst in the top 15. If it's not the worst, I think it's.
But is that his fault or is
no? I'm not saying that's his fault.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's his fault. It's two parts of that, right?
Yeah,
Who's throwing the ball to him, and who's and who's scheming them up.
I agree.
That's exactly what that is. So we're not getting what we think we should be getting out of Terry. Actually, Scott Turner and these quarterbacks have tried to basically validate everything that the top 100 was wrong about. If y'all think about that, and him not being the top 100, where they say, "Oh, well, you look at these numbers, blah blah blah," but you got to find a better way to get him over. I think somebody had said something like, "Oh, they're trying to get Shrew away from these targets so they won't pay him. He's gonna get paid here, gonna get paid somewhere else." That's just ignorant. But I think and then to look, Pedro, I hate the Eagles. I despise them. But comparing that run to our playoff run last year, we were hyped. We were hyped, man. We gotta give these pigeons a little bit of credit, unfortunately. But they haven't played anybody. Neither did we last year.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Like both teams at the end of the year.
But I'd be lit. I'd be lit if it was us in this situation.
That's true. Hey, yeah, last year I was hyped. So I can't complain.
Yeah.
I can't
judge
him, I guess. But yeah, I agree with your points. Run the ball. And it's the thing with Terry, it's like sometimes they do force feed him, and the targets just aren't great. Either Heineke, just doesn't give him a good ball, or it's just he's not open. But yeah, not too many keys to victory I have in this game, but I agree. Run the ball, whether it's Gibson, whether it's Patterson. I think you got to just, run the ball, take the pressure off Heineke or Kyle Allen if Kyle Allen does come in later in the game, like Ron Rivera said, might happen. But I think, you just got to continue to run the ball because that's what worked when you were winning. That's what worked. You still have, you do have a lot of offensive linemen out, but, with Sam Cosmi's out, I forgot to say that. Sam Cosmi's out. Chase Roulier from the beginning of the year is out, and then Eric Flowers is out, but you'll still be able to run the ball because Cornelius Lucas is a serviceable backup, and then Sadiq Charles is okay. So I agree. Just continue to run the ball, whether it's Gibson or Patterson or Jonathan Williams. Let's see. Barrett, appreciate the $5 donation. What's up, guys? I'm just getting in, but did you talk about QB? Where do you see us going? Russell Wilson and rookie to sit would be a good fit. So we can talk about this right now, some quarterbacks, and then we'll get back into the a little bit of a preview, maybe some a prediction. We'll do the win view picks as well. So where do I see us going? I think that Russell Wilson would be the dream for me. It really, really would. But I just don't. It's going to be hard to do. Even if he does leave Seattle, first, Seattle's probably not going to want to trade him in, the conference. They're going to do everything they can to get him out of the conference. And then, is he going to want to come here? We weren't on his list last year. I don't know if that's going to be able to happen. And then we probably do have the draft capital, but still, it's going to be tough. Sean Watson, out of the question. Aaron Rodgers, out of the question. He will not, first of all, he might not even leave. Second of all, he will never come here. And then Derek Carr, in my opinion, is the most realistic option at quarterback in the veteran market. Maybe Tua. I'm not a huge Tua fan. I'm okay with him, but I mean, I would rather just draft a guy if you're going to give up like a second for Tua. I'd rather just draft a guy. But those are kind of what I think would be the most realistic scenario. And if those guys don't happen, which again, we don't even know if Derek Carr is going to be available. We don't know if Tua is going to be available. The only way he's going to be available is if the Dolphins get Deshaun Watson. And then after that, it's the draft. So Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, Carson Strong, Desmond Ridder, some of those options. So I think it'll be maybe Derek Carr. The only free agent quarterback that I would be okay with Washington getting, because the class is terrible, is Jameis Winston. I would be okay with that if you still should draft a rookie though. Like, I'm not going in with Jameis as my starter and like thinking he's going to be the quarterback of the future. If he ends up doing that, that's great. But I would rather get someone like, if I'm going to do that, get Jameis Winston and then draft someone in the first or second round to develop behind him. So what do you guys think is the most realistic scenario?
Yeah. So for me personally, first, Pedro, apologize for this, man, but no, Tua is terrible.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not even that much of a fan.
I literally was just like not arguing, but in the comment section on like social media, there was, I guess, a Dolphins fan trying to defend Tua. But I was just telling them, man, without your defense, y'all would not have won 7 straight. Tua is, even when they're winning, it's just like, dude, not even Taylor Heineke would be that bad. I mean, this dude is throwing blatant picks, man. It's just bad. He sucks. He's terrible. Again, and just like RHS, I would take Heineke over Tua any day of the week. But no, my most realistic option, get draft a guy. I want Kenny Pickett. I was a big Desmond Ridder fan. I still kind of am. Yesterday, it wasn't all his fault, but I feel like yesterday really kind of not exposed
he was
him,
trash.
But I mean, he was trash. But you could put some of that on his offensive coordinator for not really using his legs a lot. Then his wide receivers dropped 2 touchdowns too. So it was a lot that went wrong yesterday. I like Desmond Ridder a lot. But I want Kenny Pickett, man. He doesn't look. Let me rephrase this. He is not Justin Herbert. He does not play like Justin Herbert, but he literally looks like Justin Herbert. Like literally, that could be his brother. So I like Kenny Pickett. My 2 would be either get Kenny Pickett or Desmond Ridder. Remember when everyone was a Malik Willis fan? Not a big Malik Willis fan. We're not in a position to where we can just get a guy and he has to develop for 3 to 4 years. We're not in a position for that. We're in somewhat of a win now mode just because we're a quarterback away, in my opinion. And 2, Ron Rivera's tenure is slowly starting to. He already has 2 more years after this. He signed a 5-year deal. So like he's not in a position. 3 more?
Well, like including next year.
Oh yeah, including next year. 3 more. My bad. So we're right. We're kind of in like a win down mode, man. The first 2 years were like the evaluation years. Year 3 is the year where he needs to really, start making a run at this thing. So I think Kenny Pickett or Desmond Ridder are the more realistic options for me. I just don't know if we're going to be ballsy enough to get a veteran quarterback, whether it's Russell Wilson, whether it's Derek Carr. Again, I'm not going to say I don't care who it is. I just want somebody that's good. Somebody has to be good, right? So again, it doesn't matter to me, man. Just give me somebody that's good, whether it's a veteran or a rookie, honestly. But my realistic options probably Kenny Pickett or Desmond Ridder for me.
Corey?
Yeah, I would have said Kenny Pickett up until last week, but when he didn't play in the Peach Bowl, I can't have a guy like that on this roster that is like, oh well, we're not gonna play because we got other things to worry about. I get that you're going into the NFL, but this is the biggest game that Pittsburgh's played in years. And you're just gonna say, I'm not gonna do it. I'll sit up there with the coordinators and everything. Like, who are you? That's my biggest thing. And that's like I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of that. I like Matt Corral because Lane Kiffin proving he can work with quarterbacks. And I like Desmond Ritter, but Desmond Ritter will be a project. And my thing, I always worry about this when we get quarterbacks. Are we going to sit there and let these guys develop, or are we just going to throw them to the fire? Because every time a quarterback throws an interception and everything, especially in this town, it's like, oh, wait, no, who's his backup? Let's start looking at the backup. Let's say, oh, yep, let's look. Oh, his backup's right there. I don't want to do that. I want them to get smart, get the right guy that's going to fit this system, that's going to be the talented dude that we need. I want somebody with the nerves of Eli Manning and the talent of Aaron Rodgers. Whoever that is, who is unbothered and just goes out there and balls out, that's what I want as my quarterback.
Yeah,
But it needs to come through the draft.
I think we all want that, but so one thing I want to agree with Juan on, I much rather have, like, if we're just going off of, like, if I get to pick one, I don't need to give up anyone. I don't need to give up anything. I would rather have Tua than Heineke any day of the week. Heineke, like, I'm not saying Heineke's terrible, but like he's a really good backup to super low end starter. I think Tua's like an average starter. And it's his second year, didn't play the full year last year. So this is really his full first year. And he was even out for a while. So, and he's showing you that like you can win with him without him even playing great. I'm not like, he's low on my list of like options this offseason, like very low. Like he's the lowest of any veterans that I want, like in terms of like realistic guys, because obviously Trubisky's lower than him, guys like that. But I think Jameis and Derek, those are really the only options that are realistic that I would be okay with, because again, Russell Wilson would be amazing, but I just don't think that's really realistic, and yeah, that's what I would say right there. And then the rookies, I would say my order right now would be Matt Corral number 1, and then Kenny Pickett like right under him. I like Kenny Pickett. I mean, I get your argument, Corey, but I get both sides of it. I don't really care that much, but I do get your side. But I'm still fine with Kenny Pickett. And I think we're going to be in position, unless we do make the playoffs, which again, still possible if we beat the Eagles. And then obviously would have to beat the Giants. It's still possible. But if we don't make the playoffs, I think we're going to be in good position to draft any of those guys. We'll be able to move up a few picks if we really need to. Yeah, I think, Washington does not have that many veteran options out there. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on, I kind of know Corey's, but on Derek Carr and maybe even Jameis Winston. Obviously, if you get someone like Jameis Winston, he's for this year, maybe the next year, you're still bringing in a rookie or someone else. But what are your thoughts, Corey, and then Juan, on Derek Carr, and then maybe Jameis?
Jameis Winston was playing some of his best ball of his career. And I don't know if that's just a product of Sean Payton and what he was doing, but you put the guy in a good situation. And this goes back to put him in this situation, right? Who's going to be the guy leading? Who's the coordinator he's going to be working with to get the best out of him? Who's the head coach? Are they going to let this guy go and do his job and work with him? Or are they going to try to force the system on him? That's a key question right there. I can live with James. I could live with Derek Carr. I know I don't like Derek Carr. He's not my option. He's not my first option, but I could put him out there. But I want Derek Carr to be protected. I want him to have tools to throw to. So there is no question, without a doubt, that he could go out there and lead this team to where we need to go. We haven't seen that with the Raiders without a Derek Carr. That's my only thing. And to be honest with you, offensively, they're more talented than us. And they still can't get it. And they've been more talented than us offensively. And they just get a little bit out of them. So, I would be comfortable. I could sleep at night with either one of them as my quarterback.
How about you, Juan? What do you think about Derek or Jameis? Juan, you there? All right.
Yeah. My fault. I was trying to I was trying to fix my camera because it was
You're good.
I was looking at how to fix it real quick. But no, so my thing with Jameis, I don't know how he's gonna fare coming back from that torn ACL. To be honest, he was playing cool for real.
He's all right.
He was playing cool. And again, I don't know how he's gonna come back from that torn ACL. I don't know if it was just Sean Payton working his magic because obviously we know he's one of the best, coaches when it comes to working with quarterbacks. And as far as Derek Carr, I don't have a problem with it. Again, Derek Carr is probably in that 15-ish range when it comes to quarterbacks. And again, at his peak, he can be a top 10 guy. Again, Derek Carr, he's trying to make it work with what he got. No Waller, no Ruggs. His weapons are limited. Josh Jacobs is okay, but obviously he hasn't had, the what's the word here? From when he had his first season where we thought he was going to be, one of the best backs in the NFL to now where he's playing pretty much okay, but he's still been banged up too. So again, I'm fine with Derek Carr. It would be way better than anything we had over the last 30 years. I'll tell you that now, and that would give us some sense of hope. I honestly think with a guy like Derek Carr, we're at minimum a playoff team. And you could say that for anybody on this on like available on this list for whether it's a veteran or a rookie. But again, I'm a Derek Carr guy. So I wouldn't have a problem with Derek Carr, but again, I don't know if that happens. I think he just stays in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we'll see. And like there's clips of him saying like I'll retire if I get traded to any other team. I don't know if I'd buy that. I don't really know if I buy that, but yeah. Not a great season this year, but last year had a pretty good season. This year dealing with a ton of stuff. I mean, Henry Ruggs, him being gone, a bunch of guys on offense being gone. I mean, the Raiders front office just making like every year they make a stupid pick. Like when the Raiders are up there in the first round, it's going to be some like guy that's projected to be a second or third round guy that they end up getting like Alex Leatherwood, who has struggled, or at least from what I've seen. But yeah, and one thing, which I agree with you, Corey, is that like his offenses have been pretty good, but his defenses, man, like this year a little bit better, but like their defense is terrible every year. When Jack Del Rio was there, they were okay with Khalil Mack, but under John Gruden, the defense has not been good, and then now with their new head coach, so quarterbacks, it's going to be another off season where this is going to dominate the talk. Like it's going to be quarterbacks until we get one. And then it's going to be that just talking about that quarterback nonstop in the off season. Oh, I want to see the clip of, Derek Carr throwing to Terry McLaurin, or I want to see the clip of Kenny Pickett throwing his first pass in OTAs, minicamp. Like it's all going to be quarterback this offseason. And then also the name change. I mean, I just want that over. Please, man. Just give us the name. Give us what would be nice, and I think it's going to happen. Give us a video with like, the Making the Brand video with like, okay, the name is going to come out on this date. And have that video come out soon so we know when it's going to come out, and then nothing else. That would be amazing. I think it's going to happen. But hopefully we find out pretty soon in the next month or so, what is the name. As long as it's not anything crazy or stupid, I'm fine with it. My preference, and I think Juan also likes it, is Washington Wolves. Red Wolves would be okay too. Any of those, I would love that. Don't think it's going to happen. Probably going to be something out of left field we haven't heard. You guys, quick, thoughts on the name thing, and then we'll move on.
Yeah. So for me personally, again, I will continue to say this. I've been saying this for a year now since this thing first happened. I don't care. I can have my preference of it being Wolves or whatnot. I don't care what it is. I'm still going to be a fan at the end of the day of this team. Whether if we're called the Ballerinas, hey man, I'm a ballerina fan. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what we are, man. I just want to get it over with. Because again, no name is going to ever be as great as our previous name. So I'm not emotionally tied to any new name like I was that name. So again, I don't care. Just get it over with, to be honest. That's my stance on that.
I agree. How about you, Corey?
Yeah, I don't care anymore. Y'all know how I felt. I haven't cared for about a year. when the name what the name's going to be, because it's just been all convoluted, and hopefully they've done the right thing. That's just what we're hoping for at this point. It's just do the best thing, the make the best out of the situation, right? Don't drop any holes in. At the end of the day, we just want to say, well, this was all worth it. Because not everybody's gonna like the name to begin with.
Oh,
If
for
it's gonna
sure.
be, if it's gonna be the Commandos or Commanders or whatever the heck they're
The
gonna call them,
Belters.
yeah, the Belters, the oh God, what was the other one? The Freedom, the Alliance, all these crazy names that they had. So I mean, I'm like y'all. I got my logo picked out. So if I got I've got the thing. The name change. We dropping it. We dropping it. If we get with the Wolves, I got one for us. If
Yes,
not,
I mean
we just gonna
that's
stay
like
same.
the Wolves is the only one like I really, really would love
Mm-hmm.
if that's the name. Besides that, like it's like a lot of like meh options, a few like terrible options. But like you guys just want to know what the name is so we can move on. And like, cause like every few weeks there's something about the name comes up
Right.
and we have to talk about it. So especially last off season. So let's hope it's, I think the week before Super Bowl, the Super Bowl would be nice. There's some rumors about January 26th that's when the name could come out, but we'll see. Someone said Washington Dogs. Someone said it's going to be Commanders. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, but we're all in agreement. Let's just hopefully the name comes soon. And there, like Corey said, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people hating it, no matter what it is. Like Red Bulls, Wolves is like the most popular name by far, but there's still so many people that don't like the name. So like they're not gonna be able to please everyone. So real quick, let's get into the WinView picks. Make sure you guys go ahead and check out WinView. So we're gonna do these real quick, and then also give our score predictions, and that'll kind of be in this as well. So big game, obviously, for Washington. If they want any chance of making the playoffs, they will be eliminated if they do not beat the Eagles. And the Eagles have a chance to clinch this week if they beat Washington, and a couple other things happen, including Minnesota losing, which is very likely. So first one, Jalen Hurts throws 2 or more touchdowns in the game.
I'm
I
gonna say
don't know.
no. I'm gonna say no. And that's why I'm glad that's the first thing. Yes, he did pretty good against us the first game, but his stats were so misleading. 3 touchdowns, 2 of those were QB sneaks. He had 1 legit touchdown. No, he's not throwing 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't. It's for the only reason I'm tempted to say yes is because Miles Sanders is out, Jordan Howard might be out, and then William Jackson is out. But I'll stick with no on this one because he does get a lot of his touchdowns on the ground, but I'm not confident in it. So next one, Philadelphia wins the game by 3 or more points. So we might as well give
No.
our predictions right now. What are you guys' predictions for this game?
You want to go first? I can go first if you want me to, because mine's just pretty short. I don't have us winning this game. A little reverse psychology, please. But nah, I don't have us winning this game. I think it's gonna be much closer. I just think at this current juncture, they're more healthier than us. They're a better team than us at this point. But it's gonna be way closer. I wouldn't be surprised if we did win because we found a way to somehow keep it close at some point with Gary Gilbert. I felt like if we had Taylor Heineke, we possibly could win. We possibly would have won that game. Now that we're going to have Taylor Heineke tomorrow, I think it's going to be way closer. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if we did find a way to win tomorrow, but I don't have us winning this game tomorrow. I think Philly is going to end our season.
How are you, Corey?
Yeah, I think y'all know how I am. I think you can always go in there and win a game. I think it'll be close. And that's how you're gonna have to win. Don't turn the ball over, ball control. Like I said, I don't see them win. I think we get Philadelphia this time around on that crappy field. So I say Washington 20, Philadelphia 17.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn because like going into the weekend. What's up, Protect Sports Network? Appreciate you coming through. Make sure you guys go ahead and check him out. Got like 2 or 3 channels. Make sure you guys sub him up. Just hit 100K views on his main channel. So go ahead and check them out. And yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. And let's see. Next question is, oh no, what I was gonna say was that going into the week, I was like, we might actually win this game, because I think Ron Rivera is these guys are gonna be pissed. They're gonna really, really want to win this game. But then all the virus news came out with Gibson being out, Tress Way, Eric Flowers, Sam Cosmi. So I'm less confident. But I'll say they won't, I think it'll be close. Next one, Terry McLaurin records 6 or more receptions in the game. I'm going no because it hasn't happened in a long, long time.
I don't see why not.
How about you, Corey?
Yes.
You're gonna go yes. Okay, I'm saying no. Hopefully it happens though. I'll be really, really happy if it does happen, but I've got to see it to believe it. Both teams combine for 800 or more total offensive yards. I'm gonna say no, just because we've got so many guys out on offense. I don't see the offense being super, super explosive. And the Eagles, I don't think their offense is gonna be that explosive either. So I'm gonna go no on this one.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's going to be tough for that to happen. Either team scores 30 or more points in this game. I'm going to go no. I think it's going to be somewhat of a low-scoring game.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Take the under.
Yep. I don't think, especially 30. I mean, if anyone scores 30, I think it will be Eagles. Devontae Smith records more targets than Goddard. I'm going to say no because, the only thing that might have me hesitate a little bit is that Cameron Curl is back, and I think he will lock down Dallas Goedert. But the Eagles don't really target Devontae Smith that much. It's kind of off and on. So I'll go no on this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if Goddard gets less carries gets less targets now that Cameron Curl is actually playing in this game. Next question. Either team forces 2 or more turnovers in the game. What do you think, Corey?
Yes. Yes.
And who do you think it's going to be? You think we're going to force 2 turnovers or them?
Let's go first. Why not us?
Let's go risk-free. There we go. Okay, both teams combined for 215 total rushing yards. 215. The odds are great for that, so I might as well do it. I'm just trying to think about, 215, Jalen Hurts, he's not healthy, but he's good for like 30, 40 plus
they
rushing
did 200.
yards.
They did 200 up. They did 200 on their lonesome up there.
Yeah, like Miles Sanders is out. Jordan Howard might be out, but still, like, they're going to get over 100 yards for sure themselves, and I think we might as well. So I'm going to go yes on this one. I'm going to put a bunch of points because, that's a no-brainer for me, even with all their injuries. Heineke completes more passes than Hurts in the game.
Ooh.
That's a tough one because, honestly, it's a 50-50. What do you think? Juan, you got any?
I would say yes, personally.
Okay, yeah, I honestly don't know, so I'll just go yes on this one. I won't put many points because I don't feel confident about it. And then either team records 3 or more sacks. I'm gonna go yes. I feel like our D line is pretty healthy. They have not played well the last few weeks, but I think they have a chance to do it. And the Eagles, I think they might have gotten like 3 sacks on us last time. So I think it'll be able to happen. Got a couple more questions in here, I think, or that's it. So those are the WinView questions. Make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. Link in the description. They got some nice contests you can play against your friends and win some money, and they got some free contests as well. So let's get into real quick, talk about like the biggest holes on this team. We'll make it quick and then get into our picks for this week. So obviously, quarterback is our main hole. We talked like that's our biggest hole. It's been, a hole for 30 plus years for this franchise. And we got to fill that hole. But besides that, what would you guys say are some, other positions we need to address this offseason, and then any players you like.
So for me personally, I'm trying to pull up the NFL weekly picks, but me personally, free safety is another big need for this team.
I agree.
I love Cameron Curl, but I think he's a pure strong safety. If we can get someone to pair up with him, that can be a tandem that can run this league for the next decade plus. So I think free safety is the biggest hole besides quarterback. I don't really, again, I haven't done my homework yet, but I do like the guy from Michigan. I forget his name, but I do like him, and I think he could really be a good, duo alongside Cameron Curl. So for me, it would be free safety.
Yeah, I'm gonna go wide receiver because you need, if you bring in a quarterback, the wide receiver, and tight, it really skill position on the offensive side of the ball. I think you need to probably add another tight end because you don't know what you're going to get out of Logan Thomas or when or if he'll be back, and if so, like what level he's going to be at. So you're going to need, if you're bringing in a young quarterback, a tight end that they can rely on, right? I told y'all about John Bates when he was drafted, and people are looking. I'm like, they're like, "Oh, John Bates, he's so good." I was like, "Yo, I told you this ain't surprising, but you're gonna need something other than John Bates to help you out there." And Terry going into a contract year, you're either going to have to find somebody that you can, if you don't sign him, to phase him out with, or get somebody to help him. You probably need to get two wide receivers that can help him out going forward. So it's a skill and maybe another running back to we don't. What's JD McKissick going to be, right? We don't know about him in his injuries. So
And he's a free agent too.
yeah. Skill position is key.
I'll say I agree with some of that. I disagree on tight end just because it is, I mean, it's a report, but it is reported that Logan Thomas will be back before the season next year. And, he's obviously good. I really like John Bates. I mean, he's a really good blocker. I mean, I know it's not a lot, but over 200 yards receiving in his rookie year. And really, all of that is in the second half of the season. So, like, let's say he plays the whole year, it's probably like 400 yards, not really getting targeted much. He's got targeted 18 times this year, made 16 catches, and one of those targets was just a throwaway. So really 16 for 17. And tight ends usually are not very productive their first year. So I think in a year or two he will be a really, really good tight end number 2. You also, Ricky Seals-Jones is a good backup, and you have Sammis Reyes as a developmental guy. So I think we're fine on tight end. Would not mind if we get someone else in there, but I think we're fine there. Receiver, I would add one other receiver. I think 2 might be doing a little bit overboard, just because I don't necessarily want to bank on Curtis Samuel, but I think he will be fine. He was productive before he got here, and I know that's with a lot of other players that have come here, but he's been productive before, and I think he'll be fine with us. But still, even if Curtis Samuel is good, has like 800 receiving yards, you still want another guy. So I would not mind drafting a receiver early on. There's some other guys in free agency. Hey, you know who Derek Carr threw the ball to in college? Devontae Adams. So they're apparently like best friends, like really, really, really good friends. And so that could happen, but that would be a lot of money. And that's a very big long shot. But yeah, Devontae Adams, no doubt, is number 1, is the best receiver in the NFL. It isn't even close at this point. But I agree on the receiver, running back as well. Like, hey, I would not mind bringing in someone like Ronald Jones as like a guy who doesn't need that many carries. You can give him like 5, 6, 7 carries a game, but Gibson is very injury prone. He is like, even when he doesn't miss games, he's so banged up. So if he does miss a game, Ronald Jones can easily go out there, give you 15, 20 plus carries if you need him. That is a great signing, in my opinion. You can get him for cheap. The only problem is he might want to just re-sign with Tampa Bay, but that would be an option there. And then linebacker is a big one for me. John Kine reported it, like they don't see Jamin Davis as a middle linebacker anymore. So he's in an outside linebacker. Cole Holcomb's an outside linebacker. So you need your middle linebacker. And yeah, they need to find one. And then free safety, I agree with Juan. So let's see. Leonard, I appreciate the $2 donation. Says get Tua's brother from Maryland. I mean, I don't know when is he? He's coming to
Next
the
year.
draft next year,
Probably
not this year.
next year, but more likely than not, he'll probably do 4 years.
Yeah, he needs a little
He's
bit
not.
more
He
time.
he needs 4 years. I mean, I watch Maryland, bro. We just destroyed VTech anyway. But he needs time. He needs time.
I agree. I think he needs another year at the minimum, but probably 2 more years before he can really do it. And at that point, hopefully, we already have our guy or we have a rookie that we're still developing. Appreciate the donation, though. And yeah, that was a good win by Maryland. They killed VTech. Let's see. Alexander Wilson, appreciate the $5 donation. Says we need a new running back. It's looking like Gibson isn't it. Also, what players on the team will get traded? So I mean, I do think we do need another running back. I wouldn't say Gibson isn't it because he has been playing with many injuries all year, and that's part of it. I mean, that is part of a player evaluation because you can't be having these injuries all the time. But I do like Gibson. But I agree, another running back would be a good idea. Someone like Ronald Jones, and you can always get a good running back in the draft, like the 4th, 5th round. I would not mind that at all. These guys are productive every year. So I do think we do need another running back. Any players on the team that will get traded, usually you don't have that many players traded in the offseason, but I could see someone like Deron Payne, maybe if we do go after Russell Wilson or Derek Carr, but especially Russell Wilson, you're not just going to be doing picks lightly. It's also going to be a player. But also, if we do go after Derek Carr, I could see someone like Deron Payne or another D lineman thrown in the trade for him. But besides that, I don't really see any other guys that are, getting traded on, this team. You guys have any guys that, you have in mind?
Nah, honestly, I think we're blowing this Deron Payne thing
Yep.
out of proportion. Again, if he did get traded, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I don't think it's happening. I think we're just doing too much.
Yeah, I think
Again, his father isn't making it no better for him by saying the things he said. But again, I think we're just doing too much. But we'll see. But if he doesn't get traded, I don't see anyone else being traded.
Yeah, and I don't think he would get traded because of this situation, like the situation that just happened. I think it would just be like they need to trade one of the D linemen to get one of these elite quarterbacks, and you can't trade Jonathan Allen. I mean, you're not going to trade Chase Young, and then Montez Sweat's the other option. But I mean, I wouldn't trade Montez Sweat and like a high pick for Derek Carr. So let's see. Appreciate the donation though, Alexander. Let's see. Answer a couple more questions. Yeah, I agree, Enzo. Let's see. All right, so let's get into our picks for the week. We'll try to do it quicker this time because we do have 3 people on here. I know Juan, I think he beat me last week by a game or so, by a game. But let's get into the picks for this week. First game of the week, Giants versus Bears. You guys want to go first?
Give me the Bears. Actually, no. Give me the Giants. Nah, is Justin Fields playing?
No.
I think it's Andy Dalton.
Yeah. Give me the Giants. Give me the Giants.
Give me Andy Dalton and the Bears at home.
I'll take the Giants. I think they're going to win this game. I think they've got whoever Mike Glennon revenge game. There, you heard it here first. But I got the Giants in this one. Next game, Jaguars Patriots. I mean, I think everyone here is going to be picking the Patriots, but let's.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I got the Patriots. You got the Patriots too, on.
Yep.
All right, yeah. So I mean, I think that one's pretty easy. Let's see. Next game, Rams Ravens. That's tough. I'm gonna go on this one. I'll go Rams. It's just like we don't know the quarterback situation. I like Tyler Huntley. And if Lamar Jackson plays, he's gonna be banged up. But I'll go with the Rams, but not very confident with it.
Nah, yeah, I'm going Rams. I think I'm super confident actually in the Rams. Again, they really took back the NFC West crown, and they're just one step closer to winning that division. And again, no Lamar more likely than not. Again, and am I right on that, or is he
He
playing?
might play. He might play.
Okay. Still, give me the Rams. I think they're just overall the better team. And where's this game in played?
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yeah, give me the Rams still.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Baltimore. 1:00 start.
Okay.
For them. That's. I think it's gonna be close, but
Okay.
yeah, give me Baltimore.
All right. Buccaneers, Jets. I got the Bucks.
Bucks. Easy picks.
Yep, Tampa.
All right. Next game, Bills versus Falcons. This is an important game for Washington. We need the Bills to beat the Falcons. I got the Bills winning this one.
Yeah, I think Buffalo.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Next one. Ooh, this is one of the best games of the week. I wish it was not a 1:00 game, man. Chiefs versus Bengals. What do you guys think about this one?
Record wise and being smart, my brain is saying go with the Chiefs just to be smart and to protect my record. But my gut says go with the Bengals, man. How fun are the Bengals, man? Like I'm not even a Bengals fan, but you just gotta feel for that fan base, man. Like it's been a while since they've had some sort of success, and that trio, or should I say, quad, really, or even what I always mess up because I forget about Tyler Boyd when I'm talking about that offense. But Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, I mean, dude just threw for 525. Obviously Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And that offense is really, really good. I'm gonna go Chiefs here, but man, I really want to go Bengals, man. I really do. But I'm gonna go Chiefs. I'm
gonna go Chiefs as well. Mahomes has been on fire lately. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out for this game. They still have Damian Williams or Darrell Williams, and they still have the Gore guys. So I think I got the Chiefs in this one.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
All right, next one. Dolphins, who have the last wild card spot, versus the Tennessee Titans, who are the number one seed. Surprisingly, when I heard that the other day, I was like, "Man, they're the number one seed." What do you guys think about that?
Yeah. Wait, they're what they're 10-6 or not 10-6? What is their record?
I heard from somewhere they're the number one seed. I'm not sure if that's right.
Let's see here. Let me check that right quick. I don't think so.
Okay, they're the Titans are the Chiefs are 11-4. And
Chiefs are they're the 1 seed. Titans are the 2 seed.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
yeah. Sure. Man, I don't know. It's just I'm so used to the AFC being so dominant around this time. I'm so used to the Chiefs either having like 13 wins by now. It's kind of weird, but no. Yeah, I'm gonna say upset alert here. Give me the Bengals or the Dolphins. I'm gonna say they continue to roll, man.
Man, me and Juan are like on sync today. I was gonna say the same thing. I got the Dolphins. I think it is in Tennessee.
It is.
Yeah, it is in Tennessee, but the Dolphins 7 games in a row. And I feel like the Titans. I'm not too bought in them. I mean, you look at their division, who they're playing. I mean, besides the Colts, and they played the Colts early. They played the Colts like 2 times in the first like 5 or 6 games when the Colts were struggling. You think about that. They play the Jaguars twice, and they play the Texans twice. I am not a huge fan of the Titans. Or at least for now. We'll see when Derrick Henry comes back. But I'll take the Dolphins on this one. And what's up, Patrick?
And believe it or not, man, the Dolphins they still have a chance to win the AFC East. They're literally crazy. 1 game back of the AFC East first place, because I believe the Bills are 9-6 right now. Then it's the Patriots at 9-6 too. Then they're 8-7, so they're pretty close in that race, man. Brian Flores has done a good job. I think he's probably the only Bill Belichick guy that actually knows how to run a team. Well, Mike Vrabel too, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. But I'll take the Dolphins.
Yeah, I can't agree with you guys on this one. I gotta go with the only Mike Vrabel, man. He gets these guys ready every season, and they're always in the playoffs for some ungodly reason. They get hot around this time. Give me the Titans.
All right, next game is Raiders Colts. I got the Colts. It's at It's in Indianapolis, so I'm gonna go Colts on this one. They've been on a roll.
Yeah, give me Colts too.
Yeah, I'll take the Colts.
All
This
right.
what happens when I start thinking with my brain instead of trying to always go for the upset.
Next game, Eagles versus Washington. This is tough. I really, really want to pick Washington on this one. I'm gonna pick Eagles, but like I think it'll be a close game, like maybe like 20 to 24. If Gibson was in there, Flowers, all the because we're already super like injury riddled, but you add on those guys who just got on the got the virus. I mean that hurts us. So I'm gonna go Eagles, but I think it'll be close. And if we had our guys, I think we would have won.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles too.
Corey, you got Washington winning, right?
Yeah, what kind of question is that? Y'all hurting, y'all killing my soul over here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, y'all killing my soul.
Broncos versus Chargers. I mean, this is honestly a pretty good game. Like this, it could be a good game just because of the stakes. I mean, these teams, and this is going to be a 4 o'clock game, so good. It should be on TV. But I mean, both these teams are really they got to win this game if they want to make the playoffs. So I'm gonna go Chargers on this one. It's at the Coliseum, or no, not Coliseum, the SoFi Stadium. But I feel like the Chargers are going to bounce back. They're so inconsistent, but I feel like they should bounce back from that terrible loss to the Texans.
Yeah, give me the Chargers too.
Yeah, Teddy Two Gloves. I'm going to go with the Chargers.
All right, man. Me and Juan, I think every single pick is the same one. 49ers, Texans. I'm going to go 49ers on this one. It would be nice if the Texans won this one, but I'm going to go 49ers.
Trey Lance is playing, so hey, man.
Ooh, I forgot about that. Ooh, wait.
I would actually much prefer Jimmy Garoppolo, honestly. Oh, man.
I'll still go with 49ers, but because they're so like they can just run the damn ball like they can just do that all day, just run the ball because Kyle Shanahan, he can do that all day. Get Deebo Samuel, running back / receiver, give him some carries. So I think they will still be able to get it done. I'll go 49ers.
Same.
God, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm
Do
doing
it.
Let's go. Let's go to Texas, man. Let's go.
I would love it.
I would have definitely picked them if they weren't coming off of a huge win versus the Chargers. I just don't see no way they make it 2 big wins in a row.
Deep throat, man. Long neck, deep throat. He's doing this job right now, Davis Mills. So
yeah, man.
Hey, I liked him coming out. I was hoping.
Where did he go? Stanford?
Yeah, I liked him. I wish we would have taken him. I get second round's a little early, but still, I liked him. We'll see what they do with him. But next game, Lions versus Seahawks. Lions have been kind of hot lately, pulling some upsets. I'm still going to go Seahawks on this one, even though they just lost to the Bears. I can't see Russell Wilson losing to a 2-win Lions team.
Yeah, Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Seattle on this one. They bounce back after losing Chicago.
All right, next game. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any games because last week I accidentally missed one of the games that we went. We didn't pick the Jaguars Jets game last week. So let's see. Lions, Seahawks, Cardinals, Cowboys. This is the game of the week. I really hope this is a good game. Man, what do you guys think? You guys go.
I'll say this. I hate rooting for the Cowboys. I never want to do it, but I hope they win. I hope they win because then that means week 18, they're going to play their starters because they have a chance at the 1 seed. So I'm going to go Cowboys here, man. I'm going to go Cowboys. The Cardinals have fell off a cliff. What happened to these guys, man?
Cliff Kingsbury.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go Cowboys. Only for the sake of hoping that they win tomorrow and then they play their starters Sunday or versus the Eagles the following week, so they can possibly get that 1 seed. So Give me Cowboys. I hate it, man. I hate it so much.
I'll go Cowboys as well. It's just like I said this, even when the Cardinals were they were 7-0. I was like, I do not trust the Cardinals. Cliff Kingsbury is suspicious. He did this last year where everyone was hyping about, how good the Cardinals were. They're going to be a playoff team. They finished the year 8-8. It might have been 7-9, but they didn't make the playoffs. And the Bears were 8-8, and they made the playoffs. So I don't trust Cliff Kingsbury. I know they came off a loss, most teams would be motivated, but I don't know about a Cliff Kingsbury team. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys on this one. Let me see. Is it at Dallas too? It's at Dallas. So yeah, I'm gonna go Dallas on this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. If they lose, they drop all the way down to the 4th spot. Dallas does, because they're such a top heavy in the NFC. Yeah, I just don't see Arizona the way the Arizona's been playing. I don't see them beating Dallas. That's the question. Dallas is hot right now. They've been dominant. I think Dallas wins it. Don't give me them, but I think they beat the Cardinals.
All right. Next game is Panthers at Saints. Does anyone know if Taysom Hill is starting this game?
I can look it up
know.
right quick.
Yeah.
I think he is, and I'm gonna go Saints. I'm gonna go Saints on this one, unless it comes out that Ian Book is starting. If that happens, I'll go Panthers. But Panthers are just a mess. Man, so many Panthers fans just hate Matt Rule, and are like, oh man, I want Ron Rivera back. Like they were like, I see some Panthers fans like I didn't even like Ron Rivera that much, but I want him so much. I would much rather have him than Matt Rule. They are sick of him. He's doing these quarterback rotations, putting in Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, Cam Newton, all in the same game. That's what's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, PJ Walker probably not going to play, but Sam Darnold is expected to start. So it's just crazy over there. So I'm going to go the Saints.
I'm trying to find. I don't see anything about Taysom Hill. Let's see. I think he's starting more likely than not. So you give me Saints too.
Saints got the better defense. I'll go with the Saints.
Yeah, definitely. Next game, let's see. Vikings versus Packers. I'm going Packers. It's at Lambeau Field, Sunday night, prime time. Aaron Rodgers without Kirk Cousins. This is an easy one for me.
Yeah, Packers.
Yeah, give me the Packers.
All right, next one, Browns Steelers, Monday night in Pittsburgh. This is tough because it is Big Ben's last game at Heinz Stadium. This is tough. I'll go Browns on this one. They're gonna just give Chubb the ball.
I was gonna go Browns originally, but I'm gonna go Pittsburgh, man. Why not send Big Ben off into the sunset with a win, his final game at Heinz Field. Give me Pittsburgh.
That was our only different pick.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I'll go with Pittsburgh also.
All right, so that is gonna do the stream. I appreciate you guys coming on. Again, make sure you guys check out both of them. Links are in the description. Great YouTubers. They're both going to be live streaming the game tomorrow, so make sure you guys go to both of their channels, have both of them up, watching it. Hit the like button on the stream, on their streams as well tomorrow. Should be a fun one. Hopefully Washington gets that win, and if they do, I mean, we're going to be talking about them, being in the hunt, being a realistic shot of making playoffs. What's up, Jairus Sports Take? Shout out Jairus. Make sure you guys go ahead and check him out. I'm gonna have him on here one of these days. But yeah, and wrap it up. Will you guys have anything to say before we end the stream?
I appreciate you having me on as always, man. Let's see what happens tomorrow, man. Let's see, man. No expectations per usual for the past 3 weeks, I guess you would say. So I'm just here waiting to see what happens tomorrow, man. That's all I gotta say. I'm curious to see the stadium tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be all Eagles.
Yeah, they used to winning on the road anyway, right? So, but I appreciate it, Pedro. Thanks for having me on. Juan, it was fun chopping up with you again too, bro. So,
Yeah, man. So thanks everyone who was in the chat. Appreciate you guys coming through. And yeah, good thing that Juan is feeling better. So thanks for watching, guys, and
Thank you,
peace.
Peach. Peace.